Hi guys, my name is Jeannie. Welcome back to my channel. Today I am gonna review the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation, and I have the color 14 Cool. So if you guys are interested in seeing what my thoughts are about this foundation and all that good stuff, then keep on watching. But before we get into that, please like and subscribe, and when the video is over, please leave a comment below. Let me know what you thought about the video and if you're gonna be picking up the foundation or passing on it. And with all that said, let's just hop right into the video. So today I'm going to review the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Foundation, and this is kind of like going on with the theme of more natural foundations that are coming out. So I'm going to try this one on camera for you guys today. I'm going to also try to do like a little get ready with me minus the hair because I already kind of started with my hair. I was trying to go for this look right here that I had on my Instagram. I think it came out pretty much like it, so I might just keep it like this. And if you guys aren't following me on Instagram, go ahead and click the link in the description and follow me there too, so you can see more about me. I'm gonna read a little bit about the foundation. So on the Sephora website, it says that this is the Charlotte Tilbury Beautiful Skin Medium Coverage Liquid Foundation with hyaluronic acid. So if you know anything about skincare, hyaluronic acid is supposed to be something that's really good for plumping the skin. So I have like aging concerns, you know, my 30+ people in the room right now. Like, I think that we all are starting to like want to take care of our skin a little bit more. I definitely know that I am. So hyaluronic acid would be something that I would definitely like in a foundation, just because I know that my skin is going to be moisturized throughout the day. But I hope that that moisturization doesn't also conflict with my oily skin. So we're going to see about that. But let me read a little bit more about it. So it says what it is: a 16-hour natural glow foundation with buildable medium coverage to hydrate, smooth, blur pores, and brighten skin. Like I said before, the coverage is medium and the finish is natural. It says highlighted ingredients. We talked about the hyaluronic acid already. There's also something in the foundation called Rose Complex that is supposed to visibly reduce signs of fatigue for brighter, smoother looking skin. It also has something called Bix Active that is supposed to visibly reduce shine and blurs looks of pores. So let's see about the reducing shine, because like the NARS foundation that I tried in the previous video, if you've seen that review, that foundation actually got pretty oily towards the end of the day, and I only had primer on one side. But for this review, I'm definitely going to put a matte primer on my whole face because I'm not going to play with myself. I already know that I have oily skin. I don't know why I did that. I just guess I wanted to see how it was going to look, but I'm not doing that today because I really want to give this the best shot at looking good on my skin. I don't think this is part of their clean line, but it's free of some bad stuff that you might not want in your foundation, so that's good. It says that apply two ways. You can buff outwards from the center of the face across the cheeks and down to the jawline for a natural, healthy finish, or you can pat down the foundation on key areas where you might need more coverage. It says then blend out in a circular motions all over the face. So that's pretty specific. I'm definitely not going to use my hands for this one. I think I'm going to use a beauty blender or a brush because it says to buff. So that buffing sounds like using a brush to me. So I feel like a brush would be the best tool for me to use. So let's talk about the shade match, right? So when I went into Sephora, I saw shade 13 and then I saw shade 14, and it had like a couple of warm, cools, and neutrals. And I usually feel like I'm more of a warm, just in general, but the 13 looked like it was more of my color, but maybe just a tad bit too light. Okay, so on the website, it shows that the colors go from 12 neutral and the next color up from that is 13 warm. So that's described as deep with warm browns undertones. So that was the color in the store that I thought looked like it was my shade, but I thought it might be a little bit too light. So I think I went with the next color up. So there's 13 warm and then it just jumps to 13 cool. There isn't any variation on the website between any of the 13s, but for 14 it comes in 14 cool, 14 neutral, and then it comes in 14 cool and 14 neutral. But for some reason 13 only seems to have 13 warm. But anyway, I thought that it might be a little too light for me, so I wanted to go in with a deeper color, but I don't think that I'm cool toned at all, so I went with the neutral. I went with 14 neutral, which is deep with neutral undertones, and I thought that would be better for me. So this is the foundation shade that I'm going to be testing out today, although I think that I could have probably worn 13 as well, but like I always say in all my videos, I highlight with concealer, so I want more of a balance. Okay guys, so I'm back and I already put the e.l.f. putty primer all over my face. But yeah, like I do have oily skin, but when I was looking at my forehead, I was like, it looks kind of crusty and dry right now. And I already put on my moisturizer before I came on camera. So I kind of do have more of a combination type of skin. So like my forehead is really dry, but my nose and my chin and like my cheeks kind of get a little bit oily sometimes, so this foundation should help like this area right now because it has that hyaluronic acid, so I'm hoping that it'll help my crusty forehead. I'm gonna go in with the foundation. I'm gonna start with one pump on this side. So this is how the first side is looking. Now I'm gonna apply some to the other side of my face. Actually, this color is a really good shade match. Okay, so this is how everything looks like once it's blended out. I did basically like 3 pumps, so 1 pump on this cheek, 1 pump on this cheek, and then I put 1 on my forehead and I kind of distributed the rest towards the other parts of my face. It's given me a pretty good coverage. I'm closer so that you guys can see. This foundation looks really radiant. I can definitely see how it would have some of that hyaluronic acid because my face feels more plump. Like I feel like I look plump. I feel like, you know, it's kind of giving that youthfulness. I feel like I like this, but let's see how it layers with the rest of the products that I'm gonna put on top of it. So for concealer, I usually use the Pat McGrath concealer. I'm using the shade MD27 for my first layer, so I'm just gonna do that. And then I'm gonna apply some e.l.f. concealer on top of that to brighten. Okay, so now that I have my concealer blended, I'm just gonna go in with my Huda Beauty Tantour and I'm just gonna bronze. I'm gonna finish blending out my bronzer and then I'm gonna hit it with some powder. And I don't know why I'm choosing today to do this, but I wanna try the one size powder because I was watching one of Arnell's videos and she said that this is the best powder. And I was like, well, your makeup always slaps, so do I have a choice but to believe you? So I bought it. And I hope that it's good because I'm so afraid when it comes to trying new powders because my under eye looks really cakey really fast. So I also bought the powder puff as well to try to like just try something new. I'm gonna set it with that and let's see how that looks. I'm gonna set my makeup with these 2 products. It's the One Size powder and powder puff. There's a few new powders I've been wanting to try. This is one of them, and I always watch Tasha Washa and she's always saying like the Chanel powder is so good, and I'm like, girl, like, oh, I want to buy it. But I feel like a Chanel powder would cost a lot of money, so I haven't had a chance to get it yet. But if they have like a trial size, I'll definitely hop on that. I'm actually scared, guys. I have some of the powder under my eyes. I think it looks okay so far. I'm also gonna set my chin. Now I'm gonna set the rest of my face with the Sephora Micro Smooth powder. I'm using the shade 70 Mocha. So now that my base is practically done, I'm like checking out my face and I feel like I don't look super cakey even though I put a lot of powders on my face. I feel like it looks pretty good. Yeah, I feel like the powders melted nicely onto the foundation and it doesn't look very cakey, and I can still tell that my skin is hydrated. I really like that. I'm gonna just do the rest of my makeup off camera, and then I'm gonna come back and show you how everything looks together. I'm back and I finished the rest of my makeup. I just put on a lip and I did, you know, eyeliner and some lashes. I didn't touch the rest of the face. I didn't put on blush today. So this is how my complexion is looking. Let me just come closer so you guys can get a really good look. Okay, so that's how everything is looking, and honestly guys, I really like how this foundation looks on my skin right now. Like every time I look in the mirror, I'm like, you know, this looks like a healthy girl. Like it looks nice. Like I feel like I look matte because of the products that I put on top of it to make it matte, but it still looks nice even with that, and it doesn't feel heavy, and I still feel moisturized. So I really like this foundation. I would be interested to see how it wears throughout the day, but just off of the first impression, I think that this foundation looks really nice. And I think that, you know, if you don't set it, obviously, like in the beginning, how you saw me apply it to my face, or if you set it lighter than I did, you'll get different looks depending on how you choose to wear it. I like this foundation. I like this one over the NARS that I just tried. So if you guys were in between the both of them, I personally like this one better just because I feel like it makes my skin look really plump and healthy, but it's still able to have like a full face type of look. It carries the makeup well. I feel like the NARS foundation just did a little too little, if that makes any sense. Like it just didn't do enough. Like I felt like, yeah, it's natural, but like what else? Because I already have the Fenty Eavesdrop, but this looks like natural and plump, and it works well with my other makeup. So I feel like I can get a full beat, but also have a natural finished foundation and not feel super duper matte. So I like this, and I feel like I look nice and healthy. I feel like this gives me a youthful look too. I really like this foundation. Yeah, that's basically all. I hope you guys really enjoyed this review. If you did, subscribe and give it a thumbs up, and I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.